we could try it in 2 picks. It'll just be really hard to land. Want to make sure the tips are held strong so that I don't swing this out. That is pretty. Cable up. Yep, you're missing me, you're good. Okay, 33. So I think a pretty popular topic of tree climbing gear videos is, you know, if you're a beginner, maybe you have a little bit of money and you want to invest in something mechanical, what's the first thing you could buy, or what's the best bang for your buck? So if you already have like a good hitch climber system, a rope wrench, maybe you've set up a rope walking system and foot ascender and stuff, and you're looking at buying your first mechanical device, maybe you're looking at some of these up on the wall, unisender, rope runner, maybe a zigzag, I would pump the brakes on it, because I think the first thing you should invest in is a mechanical lanyard adjuster. The main reason I say that is because this changes your game more than those are going to. Now, I think that a hitch-based lanyard system is fine. I used them for a long time, but I absolutely love having a mechanical lanyard adjuster, and I would prefer having a mechanical on my lanyard over having a mechanical on my rope. I still run hitch systems all the time for my main climbing system, but having a mechanical lanyard adjuster is just so much better. The reason being, usually we can afford a little bit more space for our climbing system, but you'll find as being able to have your lanyard system as compact as possible is super nice, especially when you're climbing like skinny stuff. Your hitch-based system can only go so far before it starts interfering with the tiny little pencil that you're on. Whereas a mechanical system, I mean, you can pull it all the way up to the eye, and it's not gonna be like getting stuck on whatever piece you're on. So I just like having something really compact, and usually they're a little bit more consistent and they last a super long time. You know, you got to replace your hitch cord and stuff, and these devices wear out, but all of the lanyard adjusters that I've used that were mechanical, even the ones that do have replaceable components, you just don't really ever need to do that, because your lanyard, usually you're not adjusting it under a ton of load, and usually you're not covering like hundreds of miles of rope on just your lanyard adjuster. So it lasts a super long time, and it's super nice to have something that is mechanical because it's nice and compact, and usually it's a lot smoother than a hitch-based system. The one that I have that I've been loving is the Notch Glide. The one that I had for a really long time was a Petzl Grillion, and that's a little bit bigger than something like this, but I loved it so much that when I was thinking about buying another mechanical lanyard adjuster. I almost bought a new Grillion. I had one that was maybe like the 2006 version. It was pretty old and still worked great despite having been in use for so long. I was trying to decide between this and the ART one, and I'd used the ART one once on somebody else's harness, and I thought it felt kind of jumpy, so I was hoping this Notch Glide would be a lot smoother and easier to operate, which it is. It's a little bit weird when you're looking at it. You might not intuitively know how to use it, but once you understand what the function is, it's super easy to use, and it's super easy to release under load, not jumpy at all whatsoever. It's really easy to control, but it is so small. Like here we have the DMM Perfecto carabiner, and if I fold the carabiner over on it, it takes up barely more space than the Perfecto. Like, it's just so small. Another cool feature is that it has you got this swivel on the bottom, which I'd never had a lanyard system with a swivel, and this is game changing for keeping things from getting tangled up. And if you were wondering how you use it, basically, so this is the the load side here, and then your tail is the underneath here, so the kind of hook goes down, and if you put your hand under the hook and kind of pull up on the hook and kind of push down with your thumb, that's what allows you to draw slack out, and you can take slack out really nice and easy, and it grabs super consistently. I've never had it creep even a little. And something else that I really, really like about it is that I liked that with the Grillion, I had the old one that had the fold-out handle like a Gree-Gree. So you could use it in kind of a single rope situation, which is huge for me because this is kind of a longer lanyard here, but usually I don't like climbing with a longer lanyard. So if I'm in a tree pruning or trying to work position and I want to be far away from where I've tethered my lanyard, what I'll do a lot is I'll just put my lanyard adjuster on my bridge and then just have the carabiner choked up wherever. And then I'll kind of just, use it as a separate single rope system to position wherever I want to be so that I can get away with having a shorter lanyard instead of having like a 25-foot lanyard. And I didn't know how this would doing that, and it does just great. I mean, it's a little tough if you're like sitting your entire body weight into it. That's going to be a little hard to release. But if you're just leaning back and positioning and putting most of your weight into it, it's no problem kind of descending down on it, and doesn't creep. It holds you there just fine. So it is midline attachable with a tool. You do have to use an Allen key to get it open. Two reasons you would want to get it open is, if you have a splice on either side, if you have to put it on in the middle of the rope, and also because it has two friction settings that you can adjust when you open it up by pulling that plate out. And you can also run it with a wire core lanyard, which is pretty cool. I think you just take the plate out altogether to be able to do that. But it's compatible with 11 to 13 millimeter ropes, so that full range of basically any arborist rope. Right now I have some Yale Blue 32, the 11.7, and this has been my lanyard for quite a while now, and it's just working fantastically. And you see this thing, this Notch Glide looks like it's seen some shit, and it has been on my harness for maybe 2 years now, and you can see that quite a bit of the anodizing is gone from the part that kind of faces my harness, and it's been wearing just great. No symptoms of being like broken in or anything. It worked great out of the box, and it continues to work great now, and I don't really see anything on it that I'm worried about wearing out. It's just doing really fantastically, and I would absolutely buy another one of these again. I would have loved the blue and black version, but I'm okay with the green and kind of gunmetal gray. That's still cool, but this thing is super cool. And if you're looking for the next piece of gear that you want to buy and you're thinking about mechanicals, I would seriously recommend picking up a mechanical lanyard adjuster, specifically the Notch Glide, before you even start to dig into any of these, because they are cool, they are fun, they are fast, but not all of them work exactly the way you want them to, and there's kind of a learning curve with them. So they're consistent, yeah, but there are some things that they will do that will upset you, like flattening the rope and not grabbing consistently anymore. So they're expensive tools, and they might not necessarily make you as happy as you would think. Where in my experience, every mechanical lanyard adjuster I've had has worked just excellently, super consistent. It's a great thing to be consistent, and honestly, they don't get really affected by sap or water much more than like a hitch-based system would. So having a mechanical lanyard adjuster, something that's super compact and going to be really reliable and consistent and going to last you a really long time, and they're all cheaper than all of the climbing systems, so you can't really go wrong with a mechanical lanyard adjuster. Oh, and one more thing. I've tried a couple different lanyard keeper systems, and right now I actually got it at the competition, the Minnesota Tree Climbing Championships this year, which is just this simple notch, like bungee lanyard keeper. And I had ISC Nessie, and I like this way better. You can still see I still daisy chain the part that I like never use, but this thing is super slick too. I'm really going all in for notch on this video, but yeah, the Glide is great. This thing is pretty sick too. If you're looking for something else other than just daisy chaining it to some carabiners. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.